There is a lot of great information that's rolling out between Science Fiction Writers Week with Pro Writing Aid, as well as their 10-year anniversary. Also, oh man, AI is making the news again and again and again. But we're going to focus on a few other things, including Amazon ads for authors and so much more. So you're going to want to make sure you stay tuned to the Self-Publishing News for August the 21st of 2023.
Learn how to publish books and build your author business with award-winning author and self-publishing consultant Dale L. Roberts. This is the Self-Publishing with Dale podcast.
Let's jump right on into things. As per usual, big shout out to the fine folks over at Miblart. They are sponsoring a giveaway. Win a Miblart premium book cover design package worth over $700 when you visit dalelinks.com/giveaway. The giveaway is open till September 1st, but I want to give you guys a heads up notice that I'm a little bit behind on video production because of the last winner. The last winner never showed up for about 2 weeks, so we got a new winner that got put into that place. So it might end up getting pushed to mid-September, but don't let that stop you. Go start entering daily now, share it. More entries that you put in there, the more likely you are to get pulled for the win when we do finally pull a winner. All right, let's move forward. And the first part of the news, this actually comes from the fine folks over at Vervante. Actually, I have an interview with the founder of Vervante that's going to be rolling out this week here on the podcast. And here's some relevant information introducing our latest innovation of faux leather soft covers. We are thrilled to introduce an exceptional addition to our lineup, the faux leather soft covers. These covers infuse elegance and luxury and are specially crafted for planners, journals, and esteemed products. Imagine your brand name or artwork in glistening gold, silver, or any other 50 captivating foil colors. Our palette of 40 faux leather colors invites you into a creative realm of possibilities. The linen appearance of these colors adds a natural appearance to your projects. If you're not familiar with Vervante just yet, they are a print-on-demand company, and I'm going to be leaning into them just a little bit more in the coming weeks. But for right now, I've been doing a lot of behind-the-scenes research on a company called Book Vault. Stay tuned for more details about that, especially over on the main channel when you visit dalelinks.com/YouTube. Let's go a little bit further forward. This comes from the fine folks over at Pro Writing Aid. It will be Science Fiction Writers Week. Unlock the secrets of writing, editing, and publishing a science fiction story at this free week-long online summit from September the 11th to the 14th. It's 100% free, has a number of speakers and guests on here. No, I'm not a speaker on here, although maybe in future years I might be. I do see that Shane Miller from Fictionary is actually going to be part of that. That is really, really cool to see Shane involved on something like that. But you can go ahead and take a look at that at dalelinks.com/sci-fi to get yourself free access. Yes, they will ask for an upgrade. I can't remember how much it is. Are you forced to do it? No, not by any stretch. But one thing I will mention, it is the 10-year anniversary of Pro Writing Aid, and they're doing a big birthday sale. Unfortunately, it slips my mind how long this sale is going to go for, so just consider this a warning right now. You get 25% off their yearly plan. Yes, you could still use Pro Writing Aid 100% free. That's not going to change, but you do have some limitations. Get the premium access. I highly, highly, highly recommend that you look into doing that. Get the yearly billing amount, so that way you can really mitigate as much of the cost as possible. If you can afford lifetime payment, go for the lifetime. I did it. I paid full retail price, and I don't regret, I regret getting rid of all that money because I probably could have waited for a sale like this. Go over to dalelinks.com/pro writing aid. That is an affiliate link, folks. Over from Amazon ads, they sent an email more recently. I highly recommend you check your emails on a regular basis, and especially if you have an Amazon advertising account, because they actually do give out relevant information. In fact, former guest here of the channel, Brian Cohen, Amazon ads expert as well as an educator they've leaned on from time to time, was featured in the more recent email newsletter. And when you click on the link to go ahead and learn a little bit more about him, you can actually scroll down and see that there is a full section where it says content you can relate to for authors. Go there. I know a lot of you are waiting for my next video that comes out about Amazon ads, and that's fantastic, but sometimes one of the best ways to get the information is directly from the source. Go to Amazon ads, use any of their free resources they have available. Get their certification courses. Go through those. They're really good. In fact, actually, I'm looking to recertify this year, probably starting this next week. So that will make my 3rd year in a row of getting those certifications up to date. So yeah, make sure that you're going there and looking. All right, let's move a little further forward. This actually comes from the fine folks over at the Alliance of Independent Authors. It's a bit of an update to the Internet Archive and Association of American Publishers, where they filed a proposed settlement in the copyright case. Internet Archive, let me go ahead and give you the TLDR. Internet Archive was responsible for, back in 2020, of taking books, print books, that weren't available as an ebook, and they were scanning the physical pages and making them available online. And the whole process was, well, we're archiving this stuff, but there is a complete different distribution right when it comes to print books and ebooks and audiobooks. So essentially what they were doing was encroaching on that copyright. They did not have permission to do that. And I know a lot of people might think that that's being greedy, but when you've got to pay the bills, those pesky little things that come in the mail, every last little bit counts. And sure, a lot of those books were TradPub books, traditionally published books. But when we allow a company like Internet Archive to set a precedent that this is okay, imagine what that would do to you, how you would feel if you put out a paperback book and you were holding off and putting out an ebook, but the Internet Archive came along and said, well, we're just going to go ahead, since I already paid money for this print book, I'm going to scan it and make it available for ebooks. Nah, that's not good. Well, there is good news in that front here. In March this year, courts ruled in favor of publishers who claimed that Open Library had infringed copyright repeatedly. The latest development, as reported by Publishing Perspectives, is the submission of a jointly prepared proposal by the Association of American Publishers and the Internet Archive. If the courts accept the proposal, it would bring the case to a close. The proposal includes a statement that both Open Library's controlled digital lending policy and its activity during COVID as the National Emergency Library constitute copyright infringement. It contains a commitment not to reproduce books or create other formats of books in its possession, and there is also an undisclosed compensation arrangement for all members of the AAP affected. So this is good news for those of you that actually really do like the Internet Archive. I think it is a valuable resource for sure. Absolutely. It's fantastic. They actually are the ones that were responsible for the Wayback Machine, the way that they're archiving a lot of online content. So that way people can go back and review those things long after it's been removed. So it is nice. And a lot of people were concerned that with this particular case that it was going to bankrupt Internet Archive. Based on this information so far, it sounds like they came to an agreement that keeps Internet Archive alive and well. I have nothing against Internet Archive. I think it's a fantastic resource, but I think they need to be a lot more careful about the content that they're putting out without permission. All right, let's move a little further forward here. Big shout out to a good friend of mine, Shannon, SD Houston. If you have not subscribed to her channel just yet, go on over to youtube.com/@SDHouston. Subscribe to her today. She actually shared this piece more recently about Amazon expanding sponsored product ads to other apps and websites. Let me give you the TLDR of this particular article. Previously, when you do a sponsored product ad, it lives and it dies on Amazon. That's it. It stays there. Well, now they're starting to do some split testing into other areas off of Amazon and different websites and different apps and things like that. So this means that if you're doing sponsored product ads, there's a good likelihood it's not just going to show up on Amazon. But what does this mean? Because that's what Shannon said. I want to hear what you think about this. What does this mean for those that are leveraging Amazon ads? Well, this could mean that your daily budget is going to probably get blown through. Historically speaking, I'd say 90% of the folks that have used Amazon advertising in some capacity, as long as they keep their cost per click low and their daily budget low, typically you won't even spend your entire daily budget. Now, there are exceptions to the rule because a good friend of mine and former guest of the Book Rescue series, Sarah Walday, ran a Amazon advertising campaign with those thoughts in mind, and her daily budget got shot through. Places like Google and Facebook ads, they take your budget. You say, I want to spend $10 per day. They'll take every bit of that budget and a little bit more. I think there's like a 10% fluctuation or something like that. But either way, Amazon Ads is one of those platforms that sometimes won't go through your daily budget. So fair warning, if you're the type of person that has been putting an extraordinary budget per day, because you heard from some expert that, well, if I increase my budget from $10 a day to $1,000 per day, it'll start serving my ad. And to a certain extent, yeah, sometimes that does work. But the problem is you're thinking, oh, they'll never spend this. Having more places and availability gives more, what's the best way for me to say this? It gives it more opportunities for them to serve your ad out to people. So this means that your daily budget might end up getting spent a lot quicker. Again, they're just split testing this right now. So this means that I would say within the next year, we might see this roll out to a lot more platforms. So mind your daily budget. You've been warned. All right. This next one comes over from one of the fine supporters here of this channel, Kathy Mankin. She decided to share something and she wanted to know, hey, what do you think about this AI tool? This new AI web app will write, optimize, post, and rank content for all your sites or client sites for any niche and or location worldwide. The name of the company is Zairp, ZAIRP.com. Never heard of them. I've noticed that it has a ClickBank type affiliate type thing. If you scroll down to the bottom, it just has that similar feel to it. So chances are very likely, Kathy, if you end up taking advantage of this particular one, by the way, I'm not leaving a link to this particular service because I don't know if they're good. I don't know if they're not good. I don't know if they're ethical, not ethical. I'm not going to try to dive into this one. But I can say this, that as soon as you hit that checkout button, because it's like $87 for lifetime access or $97 for another lifetime access. As soon as you hit that, you will be upsold on something else. They're going to have additional things because that's how ClickBank typically works. It'll stack one thing atop of the other, atop of the other. So you might think that you have everything that you need. They're going to try to upsell you. So just be really, really careful. And something that just makes me very leery of a site and service like this is there's what's called a favicon. That's spelled Favicon. And a favicon is essentially that little icon in the top of a browser next to whatever the site name might be. They still have their WordPress one. They couldn't have been bothered to put their own logo inside their own site. I scrolled through this. It's a lot of sensational ad copy. It's a lot of over-the-top promising. A lot of all you got to do is click and the money comes raining in. I don't like services like this. I don't like it where they try to shoot for the moon. What I would recommend is looking into AI services that don't promise a lot of things. ChatGPT for one. Sudowrite's another one that I've heard good things about. I'm currently working with and hopefully have news next week about this, about Dibly Create. Dibly Create actually integrates with ChatGPT 4. So there are a number of other services. I would say, Kathy, if you utilize this service, proceed with caution and make sure that you look out for any type of money back guarantee. What are the stipulations for the money back? Because sometimes there's a case where you actually have to use it for 3 weeks or something like that so many times before they allow you to get it back. Hey, I actually got a little bit of a ping from the fine folks over the KDP team to let me know on the community tab, KDP Select Global Fund and the All-Stars Bonus July update for 2023 hit a $50 million amount. They surpassed $50 million. And individual author earnings continue to grow as reader engagement increases. We look forward to continuing to help authors grow their earnings and recognize the books that delight our readers through Kindle Unlimited. I actually had speculated last year at December. I said, and I think it was about 45 million. I'm sorry if I'm a little bit off on this one. It was somewhere in the 40 millions. I said back in December of 2022 that I believed that by December of 2023, it was going to hit $50 million. Well, here we are, July 2023, and they did it. They hit 50 million. So I think I'm going to go ahead and increase that up to, we're going to shoot for the moon on this one. I think we're going to hit 55 million by December, if not 60 million, because Kindle Unlimited continues to grow, and the Kindle Owners Lending Library continues to grow as well as through Prime Reading and such. So this is definitely still an option to consider. However, what I would recommend is review some of my back interviews that I had. One of them was with Joe Solari, where he talked about the diminishing value that you get out of KDP Select. Because while that pool continues to grow, the competition grows even faster. And so that means that might look like a lot, but guess what? You're getting a fraction of the pie, a fraction of that pie. Alrighty, moving a little further forward here, the fine folks over at Kobo Writing Life are actually going to be running a live Q&A, accessibility tips for authors, and they're going to be covering things such as optimizing your metadata, why accessibility matters, how to make your author website more accessible, writing alt text for social media posts, accessibility in ebooks and in your newsletters, audiobooks and accessibility, and so on and so forth. I am right now in the midst of reading Killing It with Kobo by Mark Leslie Lefebvre. He's the founder of Kobo Writing Life. By the way, I finished reading Wide for the Win. Fantastic read. If you ever want to know how powerful Kobo Writing Life is, read his books, Wide for the Win and Killing It with Kobo, because it is super insightful. I'm already halfway through Killing It with Kobo because it is such a good read and it's super insightful. And if you find that you've been grinding your gears over on Amazon KDP, consider Kobo Writing Life. Look into that because there's too many people that are jumping into the overcrowded arc of KDP. Whereas there's this wide open cruise ship that's known as Kobo Writing Life that people aren't paying attention to. So definitely on August the 25th at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you're going to want to make sure you tune into this one with the Kobo Writing Life team. They always have great broadcasts. And by the way, I've got 3 very important events that are going to be coming up here within the next couple of weeks. I'm going to rapid fire them here. Very first thing is going to be, I'm going to be doing a writing and productivity sprint with the Pomodoro timing technique. That will be this Saturday, August 26th at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the podcast channel. We'll be going for about 2 hours, no more than 4, probably 2, most likely. We did it this past week, and I thank everybody that showed up. That's really awesome. Again, this Saturday, August 26th at 12:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We might continue to do this on Saturdays until I get my manuscripts finished up, and I've got 2 manuscripts to still plow through. By the way, the fine folks over at Lulu are going to be hosting a very exclusive workshop with yours truly. YouTube Domination for Authors. Boost your book sales and build your author brand. I'm going to be taking you step by step through everything from how are you going to handle your YouTube channel? What is the ways that you need to optimize it? How can you be able to sell more books, not only through different platforms, but also on YouTube and so much more. This is going to be a 40-minute presentation with a 15 to 20-minute Q&A directly afterwards. This is one of those avenues I really don't dive too deep into because I don't necessarily feel like a YouTube expert, but I do have enough insights to make myself dangerous and some connections within the YouTube industry that I know a little bit about what I'm talking about. And also, I'm going to be starting a new quarterly live broadcast with the fine folks over at Uscreen. They're the ones that host my video on demand service called theselfpublishinghub.com. And I'm actually going to show you a demo of Uscreen and some of the innovative technology that goes behind Uscreen. And that's actually going to be on September 1st at 12:15 p.m. Eastern Daytime. That's on a Friday. Come on over and join me. I'm going to spend at least about an hour, no more than 2 hours, going through Uscreen, showing you some of the things that I actually use within there. You actually even be able to see some of my metrics and analytics, things like that, that most people won't be able to see. In order to see this, you got to show up for the live broadcast. I don't know if I'll leave it up for replay. We'll see. I definitely would love to hear from you about some of these items up in the news. What did you find most interesting? And was there something I missed? Hit me up over inside the Discord community when you join me over at dalelinks.com/Discord. It's growing. It's becoming big. There's so many great authors and so many people supporting each other inside this community. We're going to probably hit 1,000 active members on the Discord community within, I would say, the next couple of months. So get in now. Become part of the first 1,000 people inside the Discord community. And ping me at Self-Pub with Dale over on Discord. I'd definitely love to hear from you. Till later, this has been Self-Publishing with Dale, and I'll catch you next week.
You've been listening to the Self-Publishing with Dale podcast. Visit us at selfpublishingwithdale.com for more information on how you can level up your self-publishing business. Also, check out our growing video-on-demand service, chock full of free and premium content, when you head over to theselfpublishinghub.com. If you enjoyed the show, please consider leaving a review on your preferred podcasting platform. We thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next episode.